Leadership is about empowering other people to assume leadership. Good leaders manage people and develop resources. But great leaders, they develop people and manage resources.
Great people, hamjambo. I tell you, today it's Furahi Day. I tell you, it's another exciting day that we are here, and we thank God for this chance that He has given us. I always love to say, when you know it's Friday, you know it's time for hashtag Ask Wachiuri. How can we call it? How do we frame it?
Let's call them young leaders.
Young leaders.
To assume the top leadership.
Top leadership.
Hapa chini.
Hapa hivi hatutaki hiyo maneno. And we, at least we...
And I think DJ, you're one of them.
You know, actually, when you mention about Bonnie Tinder to be the CEO, about Mr. Wachiuri, I'm here. Those are, I know, some of the questions that can come up.
Yes.
Mr. Wachiuri, would you agree to come out of that CEO position and maybe create another higher one to allow someone there? You know,
not even creating. Leadership is about empowering other people to assume leadership. It's not about vacating. It's about empowering other people. Someone told me, good leaders manage people and develop resources. But great leaders, they develop people and manage resources. So for me, as George Wachiuri the servant, my job is to develop Bonnie Tinder. My job is to develop Gadige and Kevin.
Yes.
Because the more you develop more leaders, the more you prosper. The reason why Optiven, we are always number one in real estate. Last year we won 5 awards. 2 local, 1 international award. It's because here we don't develop followers. We are not interested in the followers. We are interested in leadership. And everybody here, including Bonnie Tinder, is a leader. He can make decisions. He can hire. He can fire. Me, I don't fire. I don't hire. Right now, we are doing interviews. We are hiring 45 people to join our hospitality industry. We are opening a new hotel. I am not there. I am not needed there. I have delegated this assignment to better people than George Wachiuri. So leadership is about giving. And once we give, the company has no choice but to expand. And for you who are running businesses, where do you remember checkbook kwa mfuko? Paka koti imeraruka. Inainama because there is a checkbook. Yet there is an accountant, there is a CFO who is sharper, more intelligent than you. Please, business owners, wachana hiyo checkbook. Delegate the issues of account to expert. And you can hire these talents. They are there. And then when you hire them, make them relevant. Don't be a micromanager. You need to allow people to manage resources for you. That is leadership. Thank God.
Maybe the first question that can ask, is someone born a leader, or what happens?
I would say that, of course, all leaders are born. We are all born. But people ask, are leaders born
or made?
Or are they made? I would say that everybody is a leader. Number one, you are a leader of yourself. The way you conduct business within you, DJ Covenant Inc. or DJ Covenant Limited. How do you manage yourself? How do you lead yourself? How do you manage your day? That's leadership. How do you inspire yourself? Because leadership is about inspiration. It's inspiring people to follow a certain common goal. You're inspiring people, motivating them. Are you able to motivate yourself? So number one is leading yourself. That means leaders are made and they are also born. You also upgrade your upstairs, the warehouse here, the head, by what you watch and what you read. That's why we encourage you. Subscribe to George Wachiuri YouTube. Because there are materials here that can develop you to be better than George Wachiuri. What you read, what you watch, what you listen to, the people you associate with, they are going to define your leadership skills. And once you do that, once you lead yourself, the community will see, hey, DJ Covenant is a good guy. He can lead a group of 5 or 6. And then you go step by step but you have to work on it, because nothing comes on a silver platter. Leadership is not given. Uhuru Kenyatta says so. You have to go for it, you work for it, and unailenga sawa sawa.
Zima, you aim at it.
That's it.
You have no shortcut.
Oh, yes.
Maybe someone is asking, hey, Mr. Wachiuri, let me see the practicality of it. I'm 20 years. How can I become a leader?
Wow, we have seen in the past, in our own country, there is this MP who was a student. And now he's the leader. Is it Igembe constituency?
Igembe constituency.
A young man.
Very young
guy. Now he's leading the entire constituency.
Imagine.
What this Igembe MP did that our people who are watching us on Facebook or YouTube that can do. There's something that you're going to discuss that this fellow did that you can also do. Look at people. Look at this CEO, my good friend. He was my former classmate, Joshua Igala. We were in the same class in Wakabete campus.
Yes.
Of course, he was sharper than me. And this guy, when he became the CEO of KCB Group,
yes,
there were some noises. Some noises from media, some noises from older generation that were saying, this young boy, what can he do to this big, magnificent, huge bank? Today is a story. The bank has been making profits. If Joshua Oigala can make it, you can also make it. Why not? Look at this guy called Sakaja. The guy is controlling the politics of Nairobi.
Brilliant.
A brilliant guy. And we have examples. If you go across borders, we have these fellows. We talk about Steve Jobs.
Yes.
At 25, they were CEOs. Bill Gates at 20, he was a CEO. The founder and the owner of Airbnb, by 27, he was a CEO, and others. So if you are out there, don't say opportunities are not there for leadership. You can be able to assume leadership when you are young. And let me tell you, especially for parents, we need to start engaging our children in leadership. The other day, my daughter came home, very excited, extremely excited, and told me, Daddy, I am the class prefect. Nikasema, now hapa nimezaa leader kabisa. It is start early. When you find your child is a prefect, that's leadership position. Because an monitor who is making noise, my daughter tells me, I am the one who decides who is going to be grounded. Because nowadays kids are not beaten in school. They are grounded.
Yeah.
Maybe you are denied some things. You are grounded. That's how we nurture leadership. For the parents at home, wacha kufanya kila kitu bwana. Make your child in charge of the kitchen. To go and inspect to see whether all utensils are done, or even they do it. You start nurturing leadership. So for our young guys, your young leaders, you can be able to assume to top leadership. Why? We have seen examples. It is possible. It's happening here in Kenya. It is happening globally. Don't give excuses. Yes.
I love this thing, and I would love us to repeat it anytime in this program today. Leaders, they are supposed to develop and manage resources.
Develop people.
Develop people.
Manage resources. Developing people means, DJ Covenant, that you are training the people that you supervise. You are giving them a chance to make decisions. You are listening to them. They are not robots. They have brains. If you come to Optivate, my word is not final.
I know.
Because, hey, George Bwana, this cannot work. We can work this way. And their ideas, we have seen their ideas work at Optivate.
Yes.
That is what developing people, encouraging them, mentoring them, inspiring them to realize their full potential. Because every human being has got potential. The people who are watching us this afternoon, you have a massive potential. But are you exploiting that potential? Or when you die with this potential. And most of young people, let me tell you, people neglect when they are 60, when they are 70. Because when you are young, when unalandalada tu, mutaani, you go to rave. I'm here, there's something called raving. You just go there doing nothing. The head is thinking nothing. This head is for thinking. Because once you think, you can be able to generate ideas. A research was done by Harvard Business School, Harvard Business Review, that our mind is able to generate between 500 and 700 fresh new ideas. So you don't need to copy. So people who copy others don't make your head irrelevant. Hii kitu sio decoration, is for thinking. And that's why for us we are able to beat people in real estate because there's always new things that we are doing. I saw my people I mentor. The other day I called a fellow who is doing real estate. Come be my friend. You have a team. Teach them to think. Don't just copy our colors and our slogans. Mkiweka Valentine, wanaweka Valentine. Mkiweka Buzified, wameshona buzi ingine iko na two heads. So I tell them, teach your people how to think. You don't need to copy. Because God has given us brains to think. Some of us, tukikufa to the heaven, will be tutashapwa. Because we were born, we refuse to think, and we just die just normal life. If you are following Optiven, you are following DJ Covenant and George Wachiuri, you can change. And we are telling you, thinking doesn't need a formula. As long as you have a head, you can think. Look for time to sit down and just create those ideas and write them down.
What are the requirements of a young person to be a leader?
Let me say that if you are aspiring, the people who are viewing this YouTube or Facebook, you have a desire to become a leader, you must build a network of successful people. If you want to be a lion, follow lions. That even if you are the last one, when the lions are following each other, you are still a lion.
Wow.
But if you want to be a zebra, even if you are the first one, you are a zebra. The people you associate with, very important. Join organizations like KEPSA, for example, Kenya Private Sector Alliance, whereby you meet people like Vimarsha there, the Manu Shadaria is there, Chris Kirubi is there. Even if you are saying nothing, be there. Join the network of influential people, network of business people, network of career people. If you're in human resource, and you're not a member of Human Resource Association, I think they have their own association. You are a lawyer. You are not a member of that, the Lawyers Association. You are an architect. You are not a member of Architecture Association. There's a problem. Because that's the only way you can be able to sharpen your skills. You are maybe doing real estate. You are a developer. You are not a member of Kenya Private Developer Association, KPDA. Those are the things that you join. And that's what I did. Even today, last week I was in a forum at Kempisk, whereby we had these big people, big developers, bigger than Outgate, big developers. And I was seated there listening, how they are getting money from private equity, how they are getting money from pension funds. There was this CEO for RBA, pension fund. Those are the forums that if you are aspiring to be a leader, be in those forums. And you can only be in those forums if you are a kind of a manager who delegates, a kind of manager who trusts people. That when I tell Moshiri, go to NTV and negotiate a deal, I don't need to call back. He goes there, negotiate a deal, and that's it. Very important.
Because if you hold back and you start now pulling them when you're the person who to be signing what, you're the person, you can't attend such meetings.
You cannot. And that's the problem we have with the entrepreneurship in Kenya, especially from the people of where I come from. You know them, those people.
Yes.
They love business, but they will never expand. Jamaa amekaa na shop hapa Kirinyaga Road forever. The guy has a business for 30 years in Kenya. They can't go to Rwanda. They are in Kenya. Yet, we have seen what this year, South Africans coming to open businesses here in Kenya. Because our people, wanashikilia sana mkono gamu. They don't want to delegate responsibilities. Kwani ukikufa, biashara itafungwa. Me, I tell people here, when I drop dead here at 90, people are not going to close.
Can't.
Some people come for burial. Others will be working. And that's what we are talking about. We are able to delegate and responsibilities so that we can be able to think of expansion. And that's why in Optiven, we are able to open other strategic business units. Because our focus is to create jobs. We are able to open restaurants. We are able to open construction companies. Because you don't need, as an entrepreneur, you don't need to be a doer. You need to be a thinker. Your job is to think, hire people better than you to implement. That's the only way you can be able to expand. Yes.
Today we are teaching or learning how to assume the top jobs. And if you're there and you've always aspired to assume this position, this is the right moment.
Leadership.
Tag someone. Tell them that they need to tune in. If you want to assume top leadership, you need to listen to this.
Number 2, if you want to move from a young leader to the top leadership of any organization, either your organization or the organization you are working with, we don't say working for, working with. This is an important point. You must educate yourself to be a master, to be a pro of what you do. If you are an accountant, you must educate yourself to be the best accountant in the world, BIW, best in the world. If you're doing cleaning, we call it environment, be the very best, that the time you're not there, they'll say, hey, we miss Tabitha today, because her absence is important. Be a master of your art, the master of your business. That when people see George Wachiuri, they see Optiven. Because you have mastered the business of optimizing ventures. When people see Kate Costa, they see powerful PR department. Be a master of what you are doing. When people see DJ Covenant, the other day we went with you in a certain forum. Was it a manage?
Yes.
My mother was there. My mother was raring to come and say hi to you. Because anakuonanga,
yes.
Inoro. And then he said in Kikuyu. And I discovered my mother, who is now 80 years, is your fan. Why? Because when you go to studio, you do your very best. And people just want to be glued there to hear your inspiration in vernacular. That's what we're talking about.
How do you become a master?
You become a master by educating yourself. Educating yourself. Read the relevant things by your art. Network to know more. To know more.
Yes.
Do a researcher. Research stuff, because information is out there. Once you educate yourself, I can guarantee you, no one can ignore you. Today, look at this man I really admire, Honorable C.S. Matiang'i. Whatever department he goes,
yes.
He quotes things that you think he is an expert, he's a professor in that particular area. Because he is able to educate himself. He visits departments and he knows what happens there. Educate yourself if you want to be a leader. It's as easy as ABCD.
There's a point you've mentioned in between about if you want to become a top leader in your company or any other company.
Yes.
It's interesting. You can become a big leader in your company.
You can. They say the future belongs to those who create it. Look at Optiven. 20 years ago, it was 4 men and women show at Nyakeo House. 12 years later, Gilfilan. Today is a totally different story. Optiven is no longer a company. It's a movement. It's a big movement, creating jobs, buying wheelchairs and donating wheelchairs to thousands, to all the 47 counties, educating children, doing support at Soweto. It's now a movement.
It is.
That means it has been building. And since we are passionate about it, we are creating the future. And this is just the beginning. The way we are today, we are only 20%. Optiven is eyeing Africa. Optiven is eyeing to conquer Africa in terms of empowering people economically and socially. That's why you find that last year, we hosted entrepreneurs from Uganda. This year, we were listed by London Stock Exchange as among the top companies in Africa to inspire Africa. The other week, we had people from Times Magazine from the UK. They were here to study our model.
Yes.
Why we are creating the future. And you can create the future. Can you imagine Optiven down there? There are many companies who are watching us. They are down there. Now, make a vision as a leader to come to expand. And let me tell you, the rise and fall of any organization lies with the leader. The buck stop at the leadership. If your leadership is not good, it's not a leadership of inspiring people, motivating people, you can't grow. But if your leadership is a leadership of developing other leaders, you don't struggle.
Well, remember our topic today is how young leaders can take up top leadership. How you can be at the top. And as from where we started up to now, I can tell you, I'm almost now at the top. I'm almost there now. Because I can feel it now. I feel like energized now.
Wow.
And I know because we have more areas that we need to touch on that, or more tips on how to assume those top leadership positions. Mr. Wachiuri is here. So ask any question. Go to our Facebook channel at DJ Covenant, at George Wachiuri. Also on YouTube channel, remember to subscribe. You subscribe at George Wachiuri YouTube channel. And there, the same way saying you need to educate yourself, there are so many lessons that you need to educate yourself using George Wachiuri YouTube channel. Subscribe and learn so many other things that are there. Our next one.
When I went to speak to these university finalists, I asked myself, where are the opportunities for these people? But I have an answer. I have a solution. Opportunities are there if these young people can create opportunities for themselves. Join 2 people, join 3 people. Do something. Look at our economy. Check where you can be able to take part. And then start small. You dream big, and then start doing it pole. By so doing, we are able to salvage this generation of our young people who are out there. That's the solution. Allow me to go to number 3. For those young people who want to be in leadership, you listen more, talk less.
But you know, it's very hard in our generation.
Yeah.
Our generation, they love talking.
You listen more, you talk less. Because leadership is about getting people's issues and not rushing into conclusion. And for me, I had to work on it. Because me, I think fast, I talk fast. I want to give solutions very fast. I had to learn. Listen before you make that decision, and talk less. Because as a leader, there are people who follows you. Those people depend on your decision. Are you the kind of a person who listens to gossip and act on gossip? Or are you the kind of a person, somebody come to gossip, somebody else, you call both of them, and then listen to them. Leadership is about understanding what human beings love. Why? As a leader, as a young leader, you are managing people, you are developing people, you are managing resources, so your 2 ears must be open to listen. And don't be in a hurry. I always give an example of our own general manager. I think this is one of the ladies I've ever seen in the whole world. She's one of the most intelligent ladies I've ever seen. Our deputy general manager. Not deputy, the GM, the general manager.
General manager.
Is a lady. So often there are ladies who are powerful.
Wow.
This lady, you'll give her a story, and she will listen. She's not in a hurry to make a decision. She can even be there for a day, 2 days, or 3 days. But the decision that she'll make, you say, wow, this is a good decision. And she's a perfect example of leadership. You talk less, you listen more.
We can go now to point number 4, because I know people are really waiting on this, and then we can keep reading the comments.
Wow. For you to assume that top leadership, this is a secret. Manage your plans, your tasks, your vision, your goals well. It's purely management. How do you manage your assignments, your tasks, your action plan? You are leading an organization. How is the structure of your organization? Do you have policies? Do you have systems? Do you have ways of doing things? Or when something crops up, you only use your mind to make decisions? For you to rise to the top, you must make sure that the foundation is a good foundation. Why? When the foundation is good, people will classify you as a fair person. Oh, George Wachiuri is a fair guy. Because the same pattern of making decisions, especially to the employees, is the same pattern you use this year, next year. You are not subjective. Leadership is not about subjectivity. Leadership is about being objective. The decisions you make, they are objective decisions. Very, very important. But you can only do that if you have got structures in our businesses. Good structures, structures that work.
We go to our next point.
Leadership. Young leadership, assuming top leadership. Be humble. Be humble. Because I know you make the money. Don't make money make you arrogant. Money is not evil. Money is not bad. But money is a multiplier. If you are an arrogant guy, you get money, you become more arrogant. If you're abusive, you get money, you become more abusive. But for leadership, remain humble. Listen to people. Don't allow resources to control you. Be the real person, the way you are. Be humble. And do activities. Listen to people, that people can be able to be attracted to you because there's no barrier. Maybe that's why sometimes you tell me, remove this tie, so that we can be able to communicate to the people that are watching us. Be humble, be reachable, and be there for people. Listen to them.
I mean, maybe I need, because I know you being humble. Maybe you can give a few ways of you, like you can find yourself having a lot of fun when you go to visit children home. When you go to interact, even when you are giving you are calling it mobility.
Mobility that gives smile.
Mobility that gives smiles. You would find yourself blending with those guys very well, even laughing. I saw you were sitting with them on this couch, and you were just having some good time with those guys. And I think even that guy, just when he left, he had to feel like he's on a CEO.
It really helps. They say that people who are humble, they achieve more. Because once you are humble, you learn more. People will open up with you, and they will tell you stuff, because they don't see the barrier. That's why for me, I don't prefer the word CEO. I'm a team leader, I'm a servant. Once there's no barrier, you learn more from the people you supervise, the people you're working with. You get more information. So as a leader, someone told me, the higher you go in leadership, you lose the right to abuse people. The higher you go in leadership, you lose the right to be arrogant. You lose some rights. Responsibilities go up, but rights goes down. Very, very important. The other day I went to Kenya Airways. I met their CEO going around.
Wow.
Yeah, going around and then round too. Once he's on the ground, the customers, you get more information. But if you stay at the ivory tower, the company will collapse without you knowing. And humble leaders value everyone. Whether you are at the lowest candor, you are valuable because you are doing something towards empowering the vision. Yes.
I think being humble is even, it's like a principle. Because anytime when you're humble, there are things that will automatically work.
And that's what God expects from us. You can imagine God in heaven, who created us. Who are we to be proud? We are nothing, by the way. Yeah, these positions are temporal. They come and go. Those positions are temporal. They come and go. Let us be servants. Let us serve, and as we serve, we put God first, because we were all created to create, to add value, to support the community, the society. Remember, as a leader, you are a servant.